What's up, guys? Gonna take you all through today's leg day. I've got a few requests for a leg day and how to blow those legs up. So, gonna take you all through pre-workout real quick. Got deep pump on deck, 2 scoops, a few remaining left on the site for only $15. And I'm gonna be sipping on this bad boy intra-workout that is Overcome, 2 scoops as well, electrolytes, EAAs, and blood flow. Let's get it. As I'm editing this video, I wanted to hit the stop and break down my personal opinion on legs and how to blow them up. So for me, I have found that hypertrophy or bringing in more volume into your training days, whether it's trying to blow up your legs or your upper body for that matter, it's all about volume. The more volume or training sets, reps that you can bring in throughout your week, that's more stimuli or stimulus that you're going to put towards those muscle fibers, getting them to grow. If you're only hitting them heavy and quick with low reps, heavy weight, yes, you're stimulating muscle fibers, but not as much volume. So you'll see powerlifters and such that will have some size, some density to them, but they never, for most part, depending on genetics, are quite as big as bodybuilders that focus on the connection, the overall volume of training that particular muscle to make it grow. So it's not all about weight, even though it is with progressive overload, but it's not all about how much weight you can push. It's how you can push it and how you can make that connection and creating stimulus to those muscle fibers that you're trying to grow. With that being said, I also don't believe that this particular training session, which is a quad dominant session, is going to be the varying factor what's going to blow your legs up. It's overall volume per week of training that particular muscle group you're trying to grow. So if you're trying to grow your legs, you better be training them more than once a week. For me, I have personally found success and progress with splitting my leg days up into two leg days per week. One that is quad dominant and then one that is hamstring and glute dominant. The way I split that up is because if I was just to train legs twice a week, doing squats, deadlifts, that whole nine, your legs are going to be wrecked come the second day you go to train them. If you do a quad focused day, yes, you're going to be hitting some other accessory muscles like your hamstring and glutes on these quad dominant days, but it gives your hamstring and glutes a little bit of a rest, not so much direct hit on a quad dominant day. So when the hamstring and glute day comes up, your quads get a little bit of a break, even though you're still touching a little bit of all your leg when you're training them, because some of the exercises overlap. You aren't just directly pounding the same exact muscle groups and exercises each time you train. So I believe that's a great thing for me, something I've enjoyed. So give it a shot. 2 leg days per week, quad dominant day, hamstring and glute dominant day. And I've already posted up the ham and glute day. So check out this quad dominant day right here. So warming up, if you guys would like to see a typical warm up for a leg day from me, let me know in the comments below. But I warmed up before this, and then obviously I get on to whatever exercise I start with for any particular day. And I do it as light as possible, just getting acclimated with the exercise itself, the range of motion, getting blood flowing to the muscles that need it. I also wanted to reiterate with this leg day, or any days, particularly for myself lately, I will put the rep ranges and sets down below, but I would suggest adding a little bit more to this with sets. So instead of doing 3 sets of a particular exercise, I'd probably go ahead and add that 4th set in if I wasn't biking as much as I do. With me doing all this extra cycling on my legs already, miles and miles a week, I really don't want to blow my legs apart and not be able to cycle or train vice versa the following day. So that's just a particular goal for me. But if your goal is just for overall leg size, strength, gains, go ahead and add a little bit more volume, adding that 4th set in. Obviously, I move up into weight. I slowly do that. It's all a personal preference. So if you feel like you're ready to go, you're warmed up, go ahead and start slapping some weight on there. I typically go up 1 plate at a time. I'll get 5 to 10 reps and then add another plate. And this is my top set right here. Not my heaviest of all time, but a weight that I'm able to control here lately and focus on controlling it the way down and up. It's all about how you can make that connection with the muscle that you're trying to grow or train. Moved on to lunges. With these, I do short stepped lunges for a quad dominant day. If I do lunges on a hamstring glute day, I usually take a long ass step. As you see right here from the side profile, short, like little duck steps. As you can see, I'm not letting my heels come off the ground. Knees are slightly going over the toes, but as long as you have good ankle mobility or some decent mobility at all, you should be totally fine not trashing your knees. So leg press. This one's a funny one. I don't always hit it on a quad day, but this particular day I did. And my advice for this, if you're trying to focus on your quads with a leg press, is to go feet narrow and low, and not so much focus on the range of motion with this quad exercise or quad dominant exercise. Let those knees come into your chest and keep constant tension on the quads, not ever locking out your knees. Like you can sort of see with me, I'm never fully extending out the knees, just keeping constant tension on the quads, the muscles I'm trying to grow. And as well, you don't need to really focus on weight. It's all about controlling whatever weight you have on there. Obviously, you want to have a good enough tension to create stimulus and muscle growth, but it's not an ego lift. Fuck that shit. If you're trying to grow, focus on the connection and getting as much volume on that fiber as you can. And I typically like to finish off quad days with leg extensions. Some days they'll be heavier, some days they'll be lighter, but I do always keep the rep ranges pretty high. And the biggest thing I can give you for connecting those quads and blowing those quads up as much as you can with this one is holding your ass down to the chair as much as you can, literally making sure your body is one with the leg extension chair. Not even a slither of your ass cheeks come off that chair during any rep. So split them down the middle like overcooked hot dogs, get it done.